Okay, welcome to video number 3. This is briefly mentioning about the email, which I did actually talk about in the last video. And it's mainly the theme overview where I'm going to talk about, swapping out your theme styles, talk about basically the things I'll be talking about. Once again, your email, the featured content gallery plugin, because it pertains, and using post IDs, because it pertains to the images here in the slider, in the featured content gallery slider, your theme settings, and creating a custom menu. And this custom menu is, I've recently updated that function on this set of blogs, so I'll go ahead and get started. And as mentioned in the last video, what you want to do is click users. Move this over a little bit. Click users, and once inside, well, I'll just go there again. You click edit under admin, and change. You can create a username on your cPanel. You can click email accounts, and you can click emails such as your name or support. Add a password twice and create the account. Click create account. So you could have something like, as this demo shows, your email at youremail.com. Actually, that should say your domain, really. Yourdomain.com. And if you haven't already, change your passwords and update your profile. Now, by doing that, you automatically update your email in the contact plugin. So if I scroll down here, it says your email at youremail.com. Actually, I'll just go back just to demonstrate this a bit more. Click edit, and I'll put something like support at yourdomain.com. Once again, you could use if you use Hotmail or whatever, whichever email account you want to use. I always create an email account in cPanel, and then what I do is, after I've created that email, then I'll go to forwarders, and I'll add a forwarder. So say I created support at plrproducts.xyz, and then I'll forward that email address to my personal email account. The reason why I do that excuse me, is because by creating an email on your server, then you'll always get an email whenever, if someone were to contact you on your blog, then that email will first go to your server, and you'll always have a copy on your server. And if you set up a forwarder, if you've got lots of blogs, and then that you'll get that email forwarded to your main email address, and you can see that someone has responded. Basically, it allows you to have an email on your server as well as a copy sent to your main email address, so that there's always a copy. That's once again just a personal choice. You don't have to do that, but you'll have two copies essentially. One should always be on your server, one in your main email account that you might have open all day long like I do. So I'll just update this quickly. Support at yourdomain.com, just to show you that it's changed. And after I've clicked update profile, if we go to the contact plugin, it should now scroll down a little bit. Oh, okay, it didn't. Normally it would change that, unless I thought it would. Let me try this here. By going into settings in general, support at yourdomain.com, click save changes. These are the three areas you want to make sure that your email is changed from the default your email at youremail.com is settings general, and let's now go to contact. Okay, so it's still saying your email at youremail.com. So we type support at yourdomain.com. and then all the way at the very bottom right, you'd click Save. So at this point, I've updated my email, even though it's still a generic email, in users. You should see it coming up here. Okay, so it's there. I've changed it in contact by clicking edit and scrolling down about halfway and clicking save after I've changed that, and then of course in settings general. Those are the three areas where you're going to want to change your email address to whichever one, you know. Okay, so that I've just gone over the email with you. Really, that should have said user, contact, and settings general. Okay, hopefully that's not too confusing. Next, we'll talk about the featured content gallery plugin briefly, and that's this slider here. If you were to use this theme on its own, what I call a standalone theme, on a completely different blog, maybe you've got a blog that's already got a lot of content and you want to use this theme, then you would upload the theme, and if you want to have this feature here with this featured content gallery image slider, then you do need the featured content plugin, and that is documented. But what I will do, and so you would need, so you'd need to upload the featured content gallery plugin, activate it, okay, and then under settings, featured content gallery, by clicking that, you can actually change the dimensions of the gallery, and at the moment I'm telling it to only show 2 images because I've only got 2 uploaded, and these IDs are the post IDs that pertain to, so I'll show you that in a second, but you'll need to have your post IDs. You can use a category, you can select a category if you want to show a lot of images in here from, say, all posts within the featured gallery, the featured category. However, I'm doing it on a post or page ID basis, in this sense post IDs. So these 2 IDs are the 2 different posts that have a featured image that are about 570 by 300 pixels in size. Okay, and so for example, if you wanted to add another image to the gallery here, you could just do like comma whatever that post ID is. Say it's 160. Now if the post with the ID of 160 has an image that's 570 by 300, then you have to make sure that that post has an image that size or it won't show up. Then you click update options, just move that down a little bit, update options, then you would now have 3 images in the slider. Okay, I might be doing this a little bit backwards, but I'll go to posts now to show you what I mean about the IDs. I didn't save this, but I'll just delete that anyway. So these 2 post IDs, 139 and 140. So if we now go to posts, and you can see the IDs here, so 139 and 140. So there's 139 and there's 140. So I know that these 2 sticky posts have, with these IDs, have a large image, 570 by 300. They don't have to be sticky posts to have the featured images, but these 2 particular posts, it's based on ID. Okay, so let's go to this post here. Post with the ID of number 139. Okay. Right. That should have, when I zip this blog, okay, I'm kind of glad this happened actually, because you might experience this. When you install one of these blogs and you come to the post, if you want to change out that post ID, if you want to change the image, one of these images, and you come to you click on posts. I noticed in WordPress 3.1, I believe this is correct, that you don't see the area. It's called, what is it called? Basically, if you click Screen Options and you select Custom Fields, that's what it's called. And then click Screen Options again to get rid of that drop down. Now you can see the area here called Custom Fields that has the link to where that image is uploaded for, you know, post number 139, the large featured content gallery slider image. I think in WordPress 3.1, when you go to posts, this custom fields doesn't show by default. I could be wrong about that. I might have said it like that. But if you don't see custom fields in any of your posts, just click on Screen Options and make sure that custom fields is ticked. Okay, and then just close Screen Options, and now you can see that you have an area where you can add your the URL to where that image is uploaded, and I'll go through that in a second. Essentially, when you want to add an image, say for example you install this exact blog and you want to keep all these thumbnail images and everything, you want to keep everything here except for the two featured content gallery images here, and you want to swap those out. What you could do is click on this icon here where it says add an image, and it'll open up an upload box, and you can select files. You can upload an image from your desktop. In this sense, in this particular post, I've got so when you upload an image from your desktop that's around these dimensions, then here's the URL, the link URL to that image that's on your server. Okay, so in your uploads file, so you upload an image from your desktop, and so, you know, say you uploaded one of these, you know, you had an image on your desktop and you uploaded that. Then you'll be taken to a similar sort of layout like this, and here's where I'd add your keywords. You know, the keywords might pertain to your domain name. So if your blog was called, you know, earnmoneywithadsense.com or something like that, although I don't know if I'd put AdSense in your domain, as that's a copyrighted trademark term, but you know, earnmoneyeasily.com or something like that, then you would type, you know, earn money easily, or you know, something like that. You know, you want to have your keywords in the title of your image, or you can have the keywords pertaining to your post, so that the image has keywords in the title and in the alt tag, the alternative text, as well as the description. But mainly you want to grab this link URL by double clicking it, and I have it's so hard to see sometimes on this, but double or triple clicking it so that it's all highlighted. Then you can do a Control-C to copy that link URL. Okay, and then that's all you need. You don't need to do anything else. You can close that out, and that's what this link URL is here. This is the link to your, because you've uploaded that image. WordPress automatically creates the year and the month that image was uploaded to the uploads folder. And the important thing here is you need article IMG as the name of the, I'm not sure what you'd call that really, almost like a short code. But article IMG needs to go into the name field, and then into the value field you need to paste in the URL, as I just showed you, to that particular image. If you want a thumbnail image to appear alongside the post, then you just type thumb, and you have in a very similar manner, you have the URL that WordPress gives you after you've uploaded your thumbnail image, which is I think around 150 by 150 pixels. So that's the main difference. Is article IMG is for the featured content slider, the large image. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And then of course you just update your post. Click update once you've added that image, and go back to posts. Now let's say, for example, you wanted to add another image to this slider, so you had 3 images, and say I wanted to use this post which has an ID of 141, then I would click here. I apologize, I don't have any images already set up to add, but you can see that the custom fields has remained on these posts ever since I set this up under screen options and tick that, even though it was on another post. So so I would do article IMG, I would select that, and for the value I would paste in, let's just imagine this was the URL to the next image I uploaded, and you would select article IMG from the drop down list and then click add custom field. Okay, so even though this image is a duplicate of one of these images, I've just added a third slider image because it's article IMG and the URL. I could click update, now this particular post, why use Google AdSense, this one doesn't, that particular post isn't even on this home page. Only these 5 posts with thumbnail images appear on this home page under the featured category, which I'll show you, I'll get into as well. However, you can see here recent posts, why use Google AdSense. You know, once again, that doesn't have a thumbnail image. However, you're going to see if you click this featured content, okay, I'm sorry. Right, okay, so I added that third image, if you will, to this post, why use Google AdSense. However, what we need to do is go back to settings and featured content gallery. Remember, this was post ID 141. So after we go to settings, featured content gallery, we need to add a comma and type in the post ID, change this to 3, and then click update options. Okay, now if we refresh the page, then we should be able to see, okay, now you can see that there are 3 images. Obviously one's going to be duplicated. So you don't necessarily have to associate images in the slider with any of these. They can be associated with any page or post ID or any page or post. So basically we're going to see, so I can scroll through the images. See, the reason why that looked like it didn't change is because it's just using a duplicate image. So I can click it again, it's still going to show the exact same image. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this and change it back to 2 and click update. Not that I really need to do that, but just to keep things kind of consistent. So I could go back to that post, why use Google AdSense, and delete the featured slider image, but to save on time, I'll just avoid doing that. But hopefully that makes sense. It's quite easy to add an image to the featured content gallery slider, and once again, to add a thumbnail image, you go through the exact same process, but instead of article IMG, it's just thumb. As a matter of fact, I'll do that quickly. Or what I'll do is I'll just go back to one of the posts that has a thumbnail. All the sticky posts have a thumbnail at the moment, and you can see here thumb and then the URL. Okay, So if you get confused, you can always send me an email, but hopefully that's quite straightforward. Right, so what else did I want to talk about? Theme settings. Okay, let's go into the theme. And you could do that by clicking on Appearance and Streamline Theme Options. So there are 21 different color styles, if you will, or color schemes. For example, if you didn't want the AdSense blog to have the green, it's currently got the green theme, and you wanted to use, say, black velvet, as I called it. Scroll down a little bit here. You can see Save Settings. Now, before I do that, I just want to go over a couple things here. Right now, we're using dynamic text, okay, which is this text here. AdSense Tips and Tricks is what I'm calling that. You can use a logo, but these don't come with logos. You'll have to create your own logo. There are Photoshop files for as a guide, and you can use an image logo instead of text here. Okay. So at the moment, I'm using dynamic text. This this stuff you don't really need to mess with this really. This side. It's really this side of the theme options that are most important, I'd say. The current category is, you can see here, let me just scroll down a little bit here. You can see the categories here. Okay, so one category is called Featured, and these 5 posts are all in the Featured category. Okay, so you can see Featured right there. And all 5 of these posts are in this category. Just to simplify things, and it looks nice having just 5 posts with thumbnail images. You could add more posts. If you changed the category, you could show all categories, and then you could have more posts appearing. However, the posts that don't have thumbnail images just won't have a thumbnail. So right now it's Featured is the category that's selected. I'm telling it to show just 5 posts instead of the standard 10. You can change the thumbnail image dimensions from 150, if you wanted 200 by 200, a larger thumbnail image size, or 100 by 100. So I'll go ahead and change this color style. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you're familiar with WordPress, it's nothing different here than most themes out there. But this is just to show that there are 21 different color styles or color schemes. So you can, it allows you to customize the blog a bit without having to dig into Photoshop and be reliant on extra softwares. Now, to change this information here, you would go to Settings and General. Let's move this over a little bit. So AdSense Tips and Tricks, you could say, AdSense earn money from AdSense, something like that. Click Save Changes. So right now it's got the black velvet color scheme, and I've just changed under General Settings. I've just changed it to earn money from AdSense, so I'll just refresh that. Okay, so earn money from AdSense. So you can see how easy it is to change your title. Now these are H1 tags, that does help with search engine optimization. Let's go back to Themeline Stream Options. Streamline theme options, sorry. Oh dear. Okay. So now, if you selected a logo, for example, and clicked Save Settings, then it's just going to have a very generic, I think it's a PNG, I'm not sure, it could be a JPEG. And this is just me trying to tell you that the standard logo size that normally comes with this theme is roughly 310 pixels by 90. You got a bit of room to add another, to extend the size of the logo, But if you have a graphic here that's competing with the graphic of this banner, um, it, it might not it might take away from the fact that you're trying to, this banner is an advertising spot. So, you know, if you do have a logo, I'd recommend keeping it relatively small, kind of this size, so that this still stands out, if you will. I hope that makes sense. If you got a big old logo here, and then you got that banner, I don't know, they might visually compete with each other, and people just, you know, just don't even recognize, don't really pay attention to this banner. The point is to have this banner stand out. So of course, you'd need some sort of software or hire a designer or somebody to create a logo. Um, but by using text, I find that it's a nice balance where you got the text has your keywords, you know, once again for SEO purposes, and this banner doesn't really compete, even though this is roughly the same width as this banner. It doesn't compete, in my opinion, so that banner still stands out. Once again, you can change the category if you don't want to use featured, and just remember that if your posts within that category don't have thumbnail images, then these thumbnails won't appear. You won't have any thumbnails appear until you manually add them. Okay, so that's really all there is to, you know, you've got all these different color styles. I'll put it back to green. And once again, you pretty much ignore this side, I think, just to keep things simple. So let's, so custom menus, I'll go over that quickly as well. Now I've updated this theme as of late March 2011. So right now, as you can see, that you're limited to the width, to the number of pages. These are all pages, okay? So if you wanted to display a bunch of pages, well, at some point, because this search box is here, those pages are going to wrap down and start appearing under here, and that's not going to look nice. So if you absolutely have to have a bunch of pages in your navigation bar, what I would recommend you do is to create a custom menu and let some of those pages become drop downs, or child pages as they're called. I'll demonstrate that. So what we'll do, actually, back in appearance, we'll click on menus. Now this theme is an old, it's called a classic StudioPress theme, and it doesn't by default allow for custom menus that WordPress 3.0 up to now 3.1 that the feature of WordPress 3.x, if you will, allows for custom menus. So I had to create the custom menu feature of this theme, but I recently updated it. So this is how I would do it. By going to appearance and menus, if you just call that header, just to keep things simple, and then click create menu. Okay, so now I've got a new menu called header. Hope you can see that by clicking save menu. And then if we scroll down a bit, these are all of my pages. So I've got AdSense products, AdSense videos, contact, home, about, sitemap, and privacy policy. I've decided to shove down to the footer. Okay, so that you don't really need them in your navigation area, in my opinion. They're not really pages that need to be visited by people per se. It's more for search engines. And anyway, so we've got about, contact, AdSense videos, and AdSense products. So let's go ahead and put those pages. So by selecting those four and then clicking add to menu. Okay, so basically I've just done what's already there. I've added, in this custom menu, I've added those 4 pages. Okay, now if I click save menu now, it's going to actually show AdSense products first, AdSense videos second, contact and about instead of about, contact. Okay, so I'll just refresh this and show you that. Okay. By the way, I had put it back to green. So see how it's showing AdSense products first. So what's cool about custom menus is you can rearrange these. So if I want to show AdSense products last, AdSense videos second, maybe about first. So if I wanted to show about and then AdSense videos, then contact, then AdSense products, I don't know how you do that, but just saying you could. You can rearrange them and then refresh the page. Now it's showing about AdSense videos, contact, AdSense products. Or if you wanted the videos to be a child page of AdSense products, you just have to kind of move it slightly to the right. Okay, so now this AdSense products will become a drop-down menu. So now we've got about, contact, and you'll just see AdSense products. So I'll click save. Go ahead and update that. Once again, most of you might be familiar with custom menus, but this is really for people who aren't very familiar. So now you can see that AdSense videos is a child page of the parent page of AdSense products. All that means is AdSense products appears and AdSense videos is a drop-down. So this is really helpful if you've got either really long titled pages, you know, like say you had an actual page called Earn Money from AdSense. Well, that's going to be very long. And pretty soon all these other pages are going to get shoved to the right, and then they're going to slide down here because this search box is here. And you know, it just will start to mess up your layout and won't look very nice. So by using custom menus, you can even take these two and make them child pages of the contact page. I'll just save that. So you really could have unlimited pages, really. Let's just refresh that and never, you know, make this look ugly or the formatting really weird. So now it looks like the AdSense products and AdSense videos pages have disappeared, but they haven't. They've just become child pages of the contact page. So I hope that makes sense. That's a nice way to handle it. Now you can see that AdSense videos is over here because it's AdSense videos is a child page of AdSense products, which is a child page of contact. So if you wanted to change that, whoops, by sliding it like that, save menu. So you can see that by the fact that these are shifted to the right, it looks like a drop-down menu already, doesn't it? Somewhat. Just click update. And so now you see the pages all vertically aligned, because now both of these are child pages of contact instead of AdSense videos being a child page of AdSense products, etc. So that's the nice thing about custom menus. And I'm going to go back to the theme options page, and let's see. Right, I just couldn't remember if there was a way to get rid of the search box if you wanted to allow for more pages to stretch across. You can get rid of the search box, but you'd have to dig into the code, and I don't want to get into that because I don't want people to feel intimidated and feel like they're going to do something wrong and mess up their blog. So, you know, once again, if you have a lot of pages, I would just create a custom menu under Appearance Menus. There's only one custom menu in this particular theme, and it's just for the header navigation. And just, you know, call it header or something like that. Save the menu, and then tick whichever pages you've created that you want to add to the menu, and then you can format them any way you like. Okay, and then just save menu after that, and you'll have your custom menu. So that'll help you out, I think, a lot in using this theme. Once again, this theme's been updated, so in the past sometimes this custom menu wouldn't quite work, but it should work fine now. So as always, any questions? Now if you want to get rid of this menu and you decided after all, well, I don't really need this menu, you can just click delete menu, get rid of it, and by doing so and you refresh, you'll go back to the default pages that are displayed. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. You know, I know that, I mean, I'm trying to be conscious of the fact that I don't want to have videos that are so long that they're just going to take forever to go through. This one's probably relatively long. The next one will probably be somewhat long because I'm going to go through, you know, or at least the one on monetization. But I just want to try to be as thorough as I can without going too deep into changing customizing code and all that stuff. But hopefully this will get you going. You know, we basically talked about the theme, changing out the theme colors, the fact that these are all featured posts. These are all these are all posts within the featured category. You can change that category. It doesn't have to be called featured. Adding images, thumbnail images, and featured content images called article IMG. And I think, and changing out your emails. So in the next video, I believe I'll be going over, I'm trying to remember now, I'll be going over the plugins, because I want to mention about the all-in-one QFont plugin, and just some of the other plugins like the banner plugins and AdSense plugins. And then I'll be going over monetizing, changing out the AdSense link, hop links, the ClickBank hop links, and pointing out everywhere that you need to change hop links, because some people write to me saying, you know, where exactly do I change out the hop links? So I thought I'd create a video that was a bit more comprehensive and explains all that. So I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully this was helpful. You can always write me if you have questions, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.